And that's the big promise today. If you use the StoryWrap method effectively, you're going to be repeated, retweeted, and remembered for years to come. So let's take a listen to it first. All right. We're going to take a reference StoryWrap method, and then we'll come back and kind of dissect it. And then you can see how you're going to use it. So here's where we're going to go. We're going to see it. We're going to understand it. And then we're going to actually try it out right here on the call today. So I'll be coaching somebody. All right. Let's take a listen to the StoryWrap method. So this is Les. I want you to just imagine what he's talking about here, and then we'll get back to dissecting it. Here we go.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. And when they go through a process of growing it, they have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. Okay? But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are gonna do you? So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show? People are gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look. Whoa, look here. Look how, hey, man, you know, I know you could do it. Look here, you got a job here?
All right, let's stop right there. So now let's have some interaction here. What was the analogy or the metaphor? What was Les comparing the bamboo tree to?
To not following up.
Okay, to not following up. But what does the bamboo tree itself represent?
A dream.
Your dream.
Yeah.
Your dream. The bamboo tree represents your dream. What does watering that spot represent?
Working on your dream.
Working on your dream, right? So it's a very clear analogy that we set up here. But that's where most speakers would stop, Eileen. They would stop right there at the analogy. What did Les do? He brought a story into it. He wrapped a story around it. That's what I mean by the StoryWrap method. The analogy is very strong, but if you take a story and bring in characters like he did, then it becomes even stronger. He brought in characters that did what? Built a conflict. Hey man, what are you doing? Are you trying to build grow a Chinese bamboo tree? You know, making fun of him, mocking him. Right? And then what happens in the end, in the change part? Those same characters come back and want a job, right? That's what I call we're going to talk about this in a minute also. It's called a parallel payoff. Remember when I talk about take us through the problem, take us through the payoff? Well, the same people who were in the problem should be in the payoff. That's what gives you that poetic justice feel to your story. That's what makes it very satisfying for your audience if you have a parallel payoff, which we'll talk about in a moment. But this is the StoryWrap. So let's see how it's done. First thing you want to do is set up the analogy. Les didn't bring his story in until he set up the analogy and let us understand it completely. Okay, you plant the seed, you're going to water the seed for 5 years, you're not going to see anything. And then after that, it's going to grow very quickly. Okay, so then what you want to do is ask yourself, what from my life resembles that? Now, here's the best part about it. It doesn't have to be your analogy. It just has to be your story. Understand that? It doesn't have to be your analogy. Think about mine, the crabs in the barrel that I use. Crabs in the barrel, that analogy has been around as long as there have been crabs and barrels. But if you find one of those analogies out there that you can use, I grew up on the analogy of crabs in the barrel. I don't remember not knowing that analogy. So you can wrap a story around what from my life resembles that. And then you just mix in your story with it, which you'll see how to do in a moment.